Hi Tubies, here's Alexandra and welcome to another painting tutorial. With the 10th edition right around the corner and new Termangants on the way, I thought I'd 3D print a nice Termangant for you and paint one up. So, as you can see, I have already cleaned the mold lines or removed all the supports and glued it to the base, and I have primed it already. So, the first thing we are going to do is do a quick slap job for applying the main colors. So at first, like usual, I start with a mid-tone gray here with a nice fluffy makeup brush, and I'll make a quick overbrush here, leaving the deepest shadows in black. Just like that. And with that stage we are already done. Then we mix in some white to brighten the color up. And again, remove the excess and start with a lighter dry brush to get all the nice details and leave a little bit of the old gray behind, so we have a nice gradient. Just like that. And then we go for almost pure white here. Some final very light dry brushing. See, I'm barely touching the model and only catching the most upper raised areas. And there we go. That's already done. Now rinse the brush really quick. Always wash your big fluffy brush out very clean. You don't want to have it stiffen up and ruin your dry brushing experience. Always make sure that here at the ferrule there's no paint, and then you're good to go. So, what colors we are going for with this paint job? I think we make the skin color here in green with this Mantis Warrior green, and then the carapace, I think, good question. Let's think about that while we are applying the green. So, give it a good shake and take your brush, and then we simply apply that all over the miniature except the carapace. So, what color would go good with green? Well, the complementary color for green would be purple. So, let's shift that a little bit, maybe. Yeah, we could go with purple. Yeah, let's go with purple. Why not? Green and purple. So, just like that. Almost there. So last check if we have hit everything, or if we have forgotten something here and there. Let's check at the gun. There's a little spot there, a little bit under the chin. This one we have here. I think we hit everything. Okay, that's the green part done. And now let's go for the purple. Remove the cat hair. Luxodon purple, or Luxion. Make sure not to hit the green. So the reason I wiped the brush and picked up new paint is, well, I hit the green and we would have had a contamination in color on the brush, and therefore I needed a new batch. But that's a quick fix, as you have seen. So let's maybe have a purple tongue as well. There we go. So this needs to dry now. I'll be back in just a second. Okie dokie, some time has passed and the color is dry now, and since we have used the slap chop method, we have already shadows and a midtone, and so we only need highlights left. So I start with Warpaint's Jungle Green. Put that on my palette. And then we start applying that on the raised parts. We don't need much. Remember, this here is a troop choice that you most likely need to paint 50 or hundreds, and so we don't want to overpaint all those troops. We want to have a quick, easy paint job that is nicely and quickly done. So we are going for 2 highlights. This here is obviously then the first one. Just pick the main top spots that you think light from above would most likely hit. You can already see that on the miniature with the slap chop method. So for example here, the back of the head and the cheekbones. and stuff like that. Here, the arm, top part. And I think that's already it. Yeah, that are the main highlight spots. And now we take some white. You could go for yellow, but I think white is a good choice for that as well. So, now I'll make some nice little spot highlights here and there. And maybe here a line on the tail. Yeah, and that's already it. I think the green skin tone is done with this. For a troop choice that you will most likely paint masses of in the hundreds, I think that's a perfectly good skin color. So now let's go for the carapace. For highlighting purposes, let's think. I think we start with a sunset purple-white mixture, and then go for some more white. So, just like that, a little bit on the palette, then a little bit of white into it, just a tiny smidge. Yeah, that should be good. And then we simply go in a stripe fashion here at the edges of the carapace. This is also quite quickly done. There we go. Don't forget the tongue. And down there. Okay. And now we go for a nice bright pink. Let's take Emperor's Children for that. Let's see how that looks. That's not bright enough. Let's add a little bit of white. We want a nice bright color. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Just make some tiny strokes to have a nice highlight there. A little bit of water to make the color flow better. And just like that, we have the carapace also done. I think we could also go even one step further. Yeah, one step further with let's see how almost pure white looks like. Tiny smidge of the pink into it. Just some final highlights at the very edges. Yeah, that looks cool. See? Okay, I will finish that up and be right back. Okie dokie, there the carapace is all painted now. So now we are only left with the final details, with the claws, maybe the eyes and teeth. Yeah, for the claws I start with, yeah, why not that here? Vallejo heavy skin tone. Let's go with that. Yeah, I will base coat all the stuff off camera. Be right back. Okay, it turns out if you shake your color, it is actually covering. And now we will highlight this with some mummy ropes mixed into the paint. About 50-50, I would say. Yeah, that's good. Also, I highly recommend to add mixing balls to your paints. They make the shaking of your paints very much easier than if you try to do it without. I use those kinds here, just simple steel balls. You can find them on YouTube for quite cheap. Okay. Now we go for pure mummy ropes. You see I'm doing a very quick and hastily highlight job here at the claws, because let's face it, again, this is a troop choice that you will paint in the hundreds, and it won't matter in the end that much. Don't be overly dramatic about them. So, final details on the eyes. So let's take some white paint. That's too much. Yeah, there we go. Some on the other side. There we go. I won't paint in pupils. That's enough. So, for some final shading, I take some Agrax Earthshade here around the teeth. Then here around the claws. And the hoofs. Yeah, and ta-da! We are done. This is the end result of our little Termangant. If you want to make the base, I would highly recommend this product here, Vallejo Thick Mud. You can apply that to the base, and it will, in the end, look like that if you paint it. Here we have another variant of the same Termangant, just in different colors. Here I have made the carapace in green, and I started out with here some Space Wolf's Grey as the base coat, and highlighted that to a grayish color. So gray-green and green-purple. I hope you liked this little tutorial, and well, we see us in the next video. You're Alexandra. Bye, and don't forget to like,